Well, good morning and welcome to another Aussievision video. I'm Sam and I'm joined by my lovely contributor, Fleur, to talk all things Denmark, Melodi Grand Prix. Good morning, Fleur.
Good morning, Sam.
How are you? Did you enjoy the show today? What do you think of it?
I did. I did. It was a good show. They always put a good show on, and this year it was held in Boxing, and that venue is huge.
Hmm.
It's huge,
A
and
big
I'm
venue in the
thinking,
middle of Denmark.
yeah, in the middle of nowhere. It's massive. I'm thinking, oh, this could host Eurovision easily, but it's in the middle of Jutland. It's in the Jutland Peninsula in central Denmark. No one's going over there, but it's a massive venue.
Yeah, it is
Where
very strange that yeah, they have those big venues just out in the middle of
in the
nowhere.
middle of nowhere. I'm thinking half of Denmark is here.
Well, it is probably easier for them to travel around their country than like, us, foreigners going to the Eurovision. But yes, the stage was very impressive.
Yeah,
And we also had maybe not impressive, but we had a pretty good winner in my opinion in
yeah.
Sissel. I think that's how you say her name,
Cecil,
with
yeah.
hallucination. Yes, but a very narrow 1 point victory. I think she won the
Oh,
jury, if I'm correct.
yeah. She
And
won the
then
jury and lost the televote.
yes, but yeah, so very close overall result of 1 point difference. What did you think of Sissel's performance?
What did I think of it? I thought in both performances, well, the two I saw because we got geo blocked for the reprise when after she'd won. So I thought she started off flat both times, but then saved it. I thought it was strange. Um, yeah, managed to pull it out. The performance, well, she performed well, but look, this is what the jury chose to send to Denmark. They've got a huge job ahead to get this Eurovision ready, in my opinion. It, yeah. When I've had a look at the list and seen who she's going to be up against, there's a huge problem.
Yeah, I think that problem is Finland, Malta. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Do you think off the top of your head? Yeah,
Luxembourg, they're all in the second half.
yeah. Or the second semi-final. Yeah.
Australia's in that semi as well, but Australia's in the first half. This at the moment is going to be lost in middle of those
Yeah,
songs.
yeah. And I will say Australia's a guy as well.
Yes.
All those other countries were women.
Yeah.
Sissel, is a woman.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
mention those, but then yeah, I did mention Australia. But
yeah.
yeah, we've got some heavy hitters in that particularly that second half.
Yeah. I think I pretty much agree with you. I mean, this is my song style of music. I think we were saying that this is not quite your cup of tea, Fleur, but definitely my cup of tea.
It's
I thought her vocals, yeah, like maybe at
yeah,
the start, maybe not so good, but like towards the end, for a dance track to match the studio version in the live performance sounding is incredible. I think she saved it.
yeah.
But the performance, let's start with costuming. I thought that sparkly green leotard was not very flattering, sorry, and very strange dancer outfits, that sparkly cloth thing wrapped around their head. I thought they'd choke, if they breathed too heavily, it was very chaotic
It
dancing as well.
it
A
was.
bit too much wind machine, I felt. I'm not,
Yeah, it
um,
was it was
yeah,
very late 2000s.
yeah.
If it was 2008, brilliant. 2025. Yeah, I think we need to change that up.
Yeah. But I will say the graphics, with the hallucination theme also kind of worked, I thought. But
Yeah.
I do think they need to probably work on this staging, especially when you have some other very heavy hitters, female heavy hitters in your half of the semi, Finland, Malta. Their staging is going to be way better than that. So really need to have a think.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not much of a staging concept here, and we know, um, yeah, I, yeah, I'm not confident on this at the moment. With the product we have, I am not confident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well, but so also the Danish people sort of, disagreed with the decision. They
yep.
chose Tim Shu, who was runners up with Proud.
hmm
Fleur, did you enjoy this one?
I did. He was second up, and after we saw Maria, it, I will, I will say this. I think she's young, and she's probably the most inexperienced of the eight we had, and follow her up with Tim. Skoo was Tim Sko is how you pronounce it. Um, yeah, it just sort of undid anything that she had performed because he had a great staging concept. This I thought was the most Eurovision ready of the 8 acts. I'm thinking, well, okay, he's the one to beat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was flawless. That first performance, I thought, yep, great. I thought this is definitely going to the super final, and yeah, he did. Danish public loved him. Juries dogged him. He didn't go. So yeah,
Mm.
but I think
This is
this,
just a
yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
this probably would have been the better choice for Denmark to send, given that semi, given where they're placed, because
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
there's no yeah, it's a point of difference in that semi, and you would remember that. Sissel's song, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Mm,
ask you,
yeah,
whether which one you would have preferred. I
yeah,
think, while personally I preferred Thistle, I do
yeah,
have to agree with you. I think the staging was very subtle, but very impactful in
yeah,
terms of the graphics and lighting. There was some poor camera work. Like, I think
yeah.
the shots of the audience kind of ruined the mood a bit.
Mm,
But as you said, like, I think this is a nice guitar ballad that would have stood out against the
yeah,
very heavy up tempo sort of Eurovision 2025 lineup that we have.
mm.
And also it felt very Danish Eurovision, is that if you kind of get what I mean,
Oh,
the guitar.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
When
yeah,
you hear
it
that,
looked
yeah.
Danish. Yeah, it was very Danish. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you hear that, you think Denmark
Mm,
Eurovision. So yeah, probably definitely not as good as New Tomorrow, which is what his song was
yeah.
with the band A Friend in
Oh,
London in 2011. I love that song so
yeah.
much,
Well,
but
they came
um
fifth. So yeah, this was is Proud going to come fifth? If had, if everything went right for Denmark, qualified, that's not going to come fifth.
hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it could have done well, like standing out in the lineup,
Yeah.
as we sort of
Mm,
said
yeah.
in the Eurovision lineup. Yeah. All right. So also reaching the super final was Adele the second, who
Yeah.
ironically came third with the Unluckiest Boy Alive. Interesting song title. Flo, what did you think of this performance?
This was probably my second favorite performance of the night. Weirdly, the three super finalists were my top three for the Aussievision rankings.
Hmm, this is
So, and
surprising.
Adele the second was actually my favorite song, going into
Hmm.
it. Um, yeah, I liked it, but he was dressed the same as the dancers, so at times, yeah, you'd be okay. He's that one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, at least it was a concept. It was a fun one to watch, and being later in that running order, yeah, it was cool. I think
Yeah.
he had a very good spot in that running order with that song.
Mm. Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. Like, I think I also thought his vocal timbre itself is very unique.
Yes.
Yes, it was really good. And I felt like the song itself sounded unique.
Yeah.
Our editor Dale used always, sent us a photo of original vanilla ice cream to describe the Danish lineup. But at least this one, was a bit of a sprinkle.
Yeah, it
So
was.
yeah, I
It was
but
a little bit different. Yeah.
yeah. But I do agree with you. I think I didn't like the costuming. I didn't like how the dancers wearing the same thing was confusing. I also found the dancing itself a little bit cringe as well. Like I didn't really like it. So, but yes, I do also think if it had gone through to Eurovision, I personally thought it would have got a better result than Cecil and Tim because it stands out and
Yeah.
also it's more eye-grabbing and catchy, if that makes sense.
It's a
Yeah.
catchy song. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
I would have to agree
Yeah.
with you there too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that was the three super finalists. But Fleur, was there anyone else you'd like to talk about? Anyone you thought was robbed who should have made the super final or?
Um, a couple others I thought, yeah, we're unlucky, but look, I honestly think the right three got through. I will say that. So I'll talk about my fourth and fifth, I guess. I thought Andreas Krause, who was last to perform, I thought that was a really good performance. The song itself it wasn't my cup of tea. It was a little bit, say, bland. But I liked his performance. I like the stairs kind of did fit with the song. Hear my prayer, and he performed it well. I thought, yeah, he was unlucky, and the other one I thought was unlucky was Maria Matea. Now, she actually wrote I Was Going to Marry Him a couple of years ago that
Yeah,
yeah, in the same year that
those two
Riley won.
girls. Yeah,
She was
yeah.
a songwriter. She's Swedish, so I don't know if that kind of hindered her
Mm.
chances, but I thought that was a fairly good performance. A little unlucky as well. It was flat at parts, but I thought, yeah, she did a good enough job. Yeah, that would have been probably my fourth and fifth favorite performances of the night. Mm.
Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely agree with you there. Yeah, I think Andreas, I kind of had Andreas and Adele the second as sort of, fighting for that sort of, final spot in the super final.
Yeah,
I thought, yeah, his staging was definitely the best concept, worked really well, simplistic but effective with the
yeah,
stairs. Yes, and I think Maria, I think, a bit of a nice ballad to break the sort of line up a little bit. But I think her vocals needed to be better. They were sort of
yeah,
breaking a bit at the highest and biggest notes, which I think maybe did her in a little bit in the end.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good that we're agreeing on the
Yeah.
sort of top three, top five. Yeah.
How Danish of
All
us.
right. Yeah. Yes. So just to wrap up, we've obviously talked a bit about
Hmm.
Sissel's chances, but
Yeah.
obviously Denmark hasn't qualified at all for the Eurovision final in the
No.
2020s. So just to recap a bit, do you think this has any chance of making the grand final this year?
I would say it has a very low chance of making the final. I think, honestly, look, let's rip the band-aid off. I don't think Denmark is going to qualify this year. Um, there's
Yeah,
just there's just a lot more stronger songs in that semi, and yeah, being in that half has yeah. I'd be shocked if Denmark got through this year. Sorry, Denmark.
yeah,
I love you, but jeg elsker du.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit more hopeful. I think it's definitely the best Danish entry for a while, for sure. I know you like sand, sorry.
Oh, you know what song I stand?
But I generally think like, look, I think if she gets a good running order, if the producers maybe put her like last or towards the end, I think, and they could because I don't think they're going to end with Ich komme, oh mein Gott, for some reason.
Oh,
But
I
if they
think it's
put her like
Ishkoma.
towards the end, Ich komme and they will can't. I'm not sure they'll put can't Malta at the end either.
No, I don't
But
think so.
yeah, if she gets a good running order
Mm,
then and really works on her staging because I think the vocal is there, then we'll have to see. But
yeah.
yes, it is a tall order. Not only we talked about Finland, Malta, Luxembourg in the same half of the semi, but also you got Ireland the first
Yes.
half and
Yeah, that's
Australia.
right.
So it's
Yeah.
already five up tempo songs that are pretty good. So
Yeah.
I think going to be an uphill battle, but
It's uphill battle.
always
Yeah.
I do hope they break their streak because
Oh,
it's
so
a
do
very
I. It's yeah, it's not good at the moment. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm a huge um Fear of Flama fan. So I still haven't gotten over them not qualifying, and I don't think I ever will.
yeah. That was a bit, heartbreaking. I think they were 11th in the semi and
They
performed
were.
last. So, yeah. But thank you so much, Fleur, for joining me today. Always great to talk all things Eurovision and Danish Eurovision with you. Thank you so much for joining me
Mm.
today.
Manga talk, Sam.
Yes, and thank you everyone else. And yeah, we'll see you on another Aussievision video. See ya.
Hey, hey.